All right, you can't make this shit up. Like, one, first of all, I've accepted 7 orders today, haven't made shit. And then my acceptance rate has not gone up by even a single percent. 7 orders I've said yes to. Possibly 8, but 7 for sure. Great. My back window isn't rolling up again. That sucks. But, so I go to this delivery and it's a meet outside office building. Does not give me the door number. And of course, they're not outside the office. I think I finally got it up. Let me put the lock on it. So I contact them. Of course, there's no answer. So I waited, and then I finally got my car and I started contacting Uber. The first thing I say to them is, please read everything I'm about to write. I don't want to have to repeat myself over and over again. So then I tell them, I am at the address, which means I don't have a bad address. I am at the address. By the way, right afterwards, they literally said, oh, so you're having a problem finding the address. Strike one. Then I say, I can't get a hold of the customer, and there is nowhere I can put the order safely. First of all, the fact that they want you to walk up to a building, put down an order, take and walk away, like, that's a good way to get arrested. But whatever. Especially office buildings, schools, all of that. Good way to get arrested. So I say it's to an office building. I say there is nowhere I can put it, as there are multiple people outside and they will just take the food. I said that 3 times. Finally, the guy came out. I gave him the food. I was still on with them, and I look back, and what do they actually say? So, just to be clear, there's nowhere you can put the food? I said it 3 times because I had to repeat myself 3 times. After saying, please read what I am texting you, because I don't want to continuously have to repeat this. And after 3 times of me saying it's to an office complex that has multiple businesses in it, there are about 5 people outside, like on a smoke break, that will literally, if I put the food down, they're going to take it. I said it 3 times. Only for Uber to then go, so are you sure there's nowhere you can put it? I literally text back, you guys need to learn how to read. I literally said I don't want to repeat myself. And then I just, they're still texting me. I don't even care. I've ignored them at this point. Just like earlier, I literally, like, there's an area where I deliver that, for whatever reason, over the last 2 months, this area is extremely busy. I'm talking about there is not a parking space for blocks upon blocks upon blocks. And it's not even downtown. And they're not letting people cancel. They're not letting people say no to an order. It can be an order where it's like, oh, we'll pay you $3 to go 27 miles. Oh, you said no to it? Your acceptance rate's going down. Now you've lost your status. Now we won't even send you a good order. Like, I'm telling you, Uber will literally, I could be in the actual restaurant and I could be watching as Uber orders just pop in. And if my acceptance rate isn't high enough, I will not receive a single one of those and they will send it to someone that is 10 miles away, and I could sit there and watch that food that's not on a hot rack and watch that food for 10 to 15 minutes before the driver actually gets there. So the food is now cold, but what does Uber care? Uber got their money. Who cares if the driver ends up giving lukewarm food? It's like, oh, well, you got a bag. Yeah, but if it sits at the freaking store for 15 minutes, hell, if it sits at the store for 5 minutes and it's not on a hot rack, because these places don't have hot racks. The only places that had hot racks were Domino's, Pizza Hut, and Papa John's. Nobody else puts shit on a hot rack. So it's like, this stuff is cold by the time the freaking driver gets it. So it don't matter what bag the driver has, unless he hooks it into his car and it has a heating element in it, that food is going to be ice freaking cold by the time it gets there, because Uber does not want to send it to a driver that's directly in front of or in the store, because their acceptance rate is not good. It's like, and then 67 cents. That basically means that to even out a driver versus Uber, so that both of them make the exact same amount of money, customers have to spend $15 between the delivery fee and the tip to make sure that the driver receives half that money. $15. Because if they give 5 and it goes to 13, the driver's making 6. Like, it's just, it's fucking ridiculous. But it's like Uber support. I have to explain to you the exact, I do an entire thing breaking down everything that's going on. And then they ask me basically, like, I'll say like 3 different things. Like, the address is fine, but they did not give me let's say the apartment. I will then have to repeat that they did not give me the apartment 3 times. Then I'll say, there is nowhere to put it safe. I went to I guess it's a mobile home park, but it's like mobile homes that are like legitimately 1 room. That's it. I've never seen a living place that small. But so they give me the address to the complex, but don't give me which one they're at. It's a single number. It's like 1 through 50 different places. So I tell Uber that. Can you leave it outside somewhere? I'm like, so you want me to pick a random house to leave it in front of and hope that the customer gets it? So what you're telling me is you can't find the address. I'm telling you they didn't give me the right place. So you can't leave it outside? Just like the day I delivered to a high school, and the person kept telling me, well, follow the path. It's a high school. There are multiple paths going to multiple places. You're gonna have to be more specific. Just come up the stairs. Okay, from where I'm at, there are 4 different stairs. You're gonna have to be more specific. Just follow the path to me. It's behind the gate. I'm like, okay. There is a gate to the right of me. There's a gate behind me. There's a gate in front of me. And there's the gate that I came through, which is to the left of me. You're gonna have to be more specific. Like, I don't want to spell out, you don't want to be someone wandering around a school. So I finally had to contact Uber, and Uber literally tells me, leave it outside and take a picture of it. I'm like, I didn't even mix words. I literally messaged them back going, that is a good way to get arrested. You think it's smart for somebody to walk up to a school, put a mysterious package down on the ground next to one of the buildings, and walk away. how stupid are you? Like, how fucking stupid. That's a good way to end up arrested and in jail, because guess what? They have freaking cameras, and if a mysterious package ends up at a school, they have to call the bomb squad. You fucking morons. I swear. It's Uber is stupid. They overcharge the customers. They underpay their drivers. They call them independent contractors, but do not give them access to all the jobs near them. They limit the amount of jobs that go to the drivers, so the drivers have no choice but to accept like $2 and $3 orders that are going like 5 to 10 miles, making no money whatsoever. And then if the customer decides, oh, I know I got my food within 10 minutes, he or she did everything that I asked them to do, but you know what? I'm going to take the tip away anyway. Uber just goes, okay. They don't bother asking whatsoever. You can leave a review, but the driver never knows what the review says. They can lose their status, and then you ask Uber, okay, well, what was said? What do I need to improve? Oh, we don't have access to tell you. What? Like when I worked at Pizza Hut, Domino's, if there was a complaint, you talk to the driver and the driver tries to improve so that there's better customer service. But then again, Uber does not care about customer service. They want your money, and as long as they get it, they don't give a shit about you, and they give even less about the drivers. Honestly, I wish we lived in a world where we could get a hold of all the drivers and tell them just one day, like we send a message to Uber saying there will be no drivers working on this day unless you start paying a fair wage. Of course, Uber ain't gonna believe, but could you imagine if one day there is not an Uber driver, there is not an Uber Eats driver, nothing. None of them log on for one whole day for a 24-hour period. They would probably go bankrupt in one day. Not even kidding. They would probably go bankrupt in one day, because you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars they would lose for not, just because they don't want to pay the drivers a fair wage. I really wish drivers would do that for just one day.